We're hot.
Sleazy, double greasy pirate radio Nut Hut Studios. It's time for the very first ever Southern.
It's Friday night.
Attention.
Mine's Jimmy. And in to the microcosm. It's on the out. How's it feel to get sold down the river like so much plastic?
More than pleased. How is the wine? We shall be underway on the by and by. Ahead, what's up? Ahead, two thirds. Full of head flake and out from the belly of a whale. Give a proper amen.
Are you that? Rio, you there?
I am here.
Excellent. I didn't hear you because of the I couldn't resist to turn that up, man. Looks like Cack snuck in the back door. I see him.
Yeah.
Excellent. Cack. It's a cack attack. Are you back in California, man?
Yeah, just on the slack back at Morro Bay. Loving it.
Yeah, man. People could complain about it all they want. They could leave. But there's no place like California, is there, Cack?
No.
Maybe. I don't know. Northern California, up where I live, looks like Scotland. Seriously, there's a lot of Scottish people that came here in Felton. They have the Scottish Games here. They got Mount Herman is here. Ben Lomond is the name of the town. Loch Lomond is the name of a lake. There's no
Nice.
There's no Nessies in that, as far as I know. Maybe some dead bodies in there though, just because I mean a lot of heavy shit has gone on in the mountains of Santa Cruz over the years.
A lot of spinning logs in the water and a lot of kills.
No, I don't think they spin logs. They throw axes.
Battle
Chicago
axe.
Brew says no rev radio right now.
What do you mean no rev radio? What's
Chicago Brew saying there ain't no rev radio going on. He's over here in the chat.
Says I'm connected.
Says he's connected. I don't know.
Studio A, I should be connected.
I don't know. Maybe we should take a cruise over to Studio A and see if there's anything coming out. Hold on. Let me head on over there. This is the Chilluminati session. Hold on. Alright. What am I doing? Oh, yeah. Go to Rev Radio. And let me click on it. Studio A. I hear it coming out of Studio A on my iPad. So seems like it's all good. Thanks for the heads up, Chicago Brew. Appreciate you, bro. Man, I'm telling you, this Melvin Taylor clip is. I mean, you don't even. What do you got to say after that? What can you say? That rips. All right, I hear myself now on my iPad, which I don't want to do. There's nothing worse than hearing myself. You know what I mean? All right, listen, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, the Santa Cruz Mountains. No, they don't roll on logs, do they? Scottish Games, they don't roll on logs. That's lumberjacks. Not that Scots couldn't be lumberjacks, but no, they throw these axes, shit like that.
They ask a lot of questions too.
They do, and they do it in the comfort of their kilt, where a man can just hang and feel natural instead of being all stuffed up in those Fruit of the Loom cornucopia butt huggers. You can just hang normal. You know what I mean? Let gravity take over. Gravity's your friend. Sometimes.
Free balling. Free thought, free thinking, free
association.
Freedom.
Exactly.
Freedom.
All right, well, listen. There's a lot of shit going on, clearly. And we're just the brothers to bring it to the table. But first, so now last week, we had to change the name of a certain company because we had a feeling that, saying that name was going to cause problems. So we switched to another name. And the name we switched to ends up now, the big, beautiful bill passed. And then $1.6 billion inside of this bill is set aside for some infrastructure for immigration infrastructure. And crazy enough as it may seem, the name of this is Pantera. Now, here, let me say what this sounds like. I threw this into ChatGPT because I heard someone describing a scenario using the big beautiful bill. In other words, they were talking about it in specifics, and they mentioned a specific thing, which was this is what caught my ear. They said full data point collection was the term that they used, and then they said Pantera.
Oh my God.
So then I went into ChatGPT and I said, and I asked it about it, and here's what it said. It thought I was talking about a financial company. It said, it sounds like you're looking for a comprehensive data collection related to Pantera, the internal U.S. immigration tracking and surveillance system used on highways and transportation networks. And then it says,
Who knew?
who knew? That's what I mean. We changed the name, and it turns out we're finding out that this is probably a big part of what's going to go on with the guy we changed the name from. So
I mean, we avoid stepping on this over here, and then we step right in the other one. Oh my, yeah.
yeah. So it says the bottom line is there is no. It tells me what to do. It's basically it says that here. Wait, let me scroll back here. It says here, as this is a sensitive government system. Here's what's relevant to the public. System purpose likely used for tracking undocumented immigration via license plate readers, biometrics, and law enforcement data sharing. Operating agencies possibly run through the Department of Homeland Security / ICE, State Department of Transportation, local law enforcement. On-highway infrastructure. Known to utilize ALPRs, automatic license plate readers, at checkpoints on major highways, some state Department of Transportation public device locations. Public references, blah, 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 blah. So basically, our whole transportation system is going to be monitored. And they're not mentioning facial recognition in here. But the reason being is because it's only telling us what it can tell us based on what's legal. So it says, the bottom line is there is no public full data set available. What's out there are fragmentary reports, FOIA-related documents, and occasional summaries and privacy impact statements. Almost all operational, technical, or coverage data on Pantera is internal to the government, classified, and guarded by law.
Okay, yeah. Law enforcement exemption. But yeah.
It says to dive deeper, a targeted FOIA request or working with advocacy organizations is required. So so we finally stumbled onto something that ChatGPT just can't talk about, which I find pretty intense. Being that it
must be level 5.
Well, maybe I could ask it to tell me to pretend it's a foreign spy and tell me about it and see what it says. I mean, I know people have a lot of luck with these little stipulators in there.
Well, this is only for entertainment purposes anyway, and no financial advice either.
That's right. It's definitely not financial advice.
And we are not doctors.
No, we're not doctors. I don't know, man. I got a whole list of stuff here to talk about. Now, this other thing came up with the Pantera also. Did you see what I sent you over there, Cac?
I did. That is just mind-blowing. I mean, what have we stepped into here with this Pantera? I mean, I love Pantera, but boy, how deep does this go?
Well, Amber found that when we were talking about Pantera, and she did a search, and she came up with that. And I was
Great
like,
catch, Amber.
Yeah, I was like, damn, this is crazy. Now,
I mean,
do you want to get?
It's.
Go ahead.
No, you can't make this up. I mean, it goes all the way back to the Talmud. I mean,
it's crazy.
Wow.
Now, Rock and Rio, you didn't resonate with this Pantera information.
No,
I know. It's hard to resonate with some of this stuff, man. Because, like I said, there was a story, that was out there. I don't know who the guy was that put it out originally with his research, but there was a guy who put a story out that was similar to this, and I know it was offensive to a lot of people, just to have to, even think about it. But did you have a chance to read that, Rock and Rio? Or just what I kind of bullet pointed out just before we got on here?
No, just what you told me.
All right, well, let me go over here. Cac, you want to read that out, man? It's down there. It's like there's
let me pull
a
it
couple
up.
paragraphs down. You'll see where it starts talking about it. It's on Wikipedia, so you can search this up for yourself. You could search up Tiberius Julius Abdi's Pantera. And
Yeah. Do you want to get into the connection to Jesus? Or
yeah, that's what we're talking about. So down there, if you scroll down a bit,
it's
down
like
the second
you know,
century. I think it's
yeah.
this, down there, the second century. Let me back up here.
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
there.
and this is from Wikipedia, so consider the source, and this is not to upset anybody who holds a certain faith or belief, but Celsius, a philosopher, a Greek philosopher, did some, I guess, writing and some of his research about Jesus depicted as the result of a relationship, either consensual or not consensual, between his mother Mary and a renowned Roman figure in a time of great upheaval. And he said for this reason, Mary, was accused of adultery, but had the child by the leader named Panthera. And biblical scholar, I'm sorry, you go ahead. Yeah.
No, I'm just saying Panthera, right? So, but,
Yeah.
and so they're basically asserting that there was no real. What are they asserting? They're saying there's no Jesus, or there's no immaculate conception.
Yeah, I guess that would be no immaculate conception if it was adultery or some other form of impropriety.
Yeah.
But
And they're trying to vector this. There's a biblical scholar, James Tabor, claimed that Tiberius Pantera could have been serving in the region at the time of Jesus's conception. So, it's a lot of speculation. So, yeah.
well, see, but the problem is that Joseph and Mary were not in the area at the time that he would have been conceived. They only went to the area as she was already pregnant because they went for the census. So that's strike number one. And strike number two is, why can't Joseph or God be Jesus' father?
Well, this other thing,
every other text, even outside of the Bible, all points to Joseph and Mary. Why is this guy Pantera suddenly now speculated to be the father?
I don't know. It's like this other thing with Cleopatra having one of the Caesar's baby, and and Caesar was God, and so the babies were the child of God, and she hid the three children away. And Jesus was one of the three. That was another one of these tales that was told once before.
Well, I would bet, I would postulate that both people who were postulating on such circumstances are probably both atheists.
You think?
Yeah.
Why do atheists seem to specifically go after Jesus, though?
Well, because
they want to prove or disprove his actual historical existence.
Yeah, they want to, if they can discount that he's the son of God, then then the whole thing falls apart, right?
Well, what about Krishna, or what about any of these? What about Buddha? What about all these people? How come they never go and trying to prove that's wrong or that's not real?
So, I don't know.
They just
Who's Buddha's father?
They figure if they go after Jesus, everything else after that falls apart.
So who's Buddha's father? I mean, we know who Muhammad's father is, right? Because that's in the Quran. So,
who's Buddha's daddy? I don't know.
Who's Buddha's daddy?
I don't know, man. I don't think
I think that Buddha came from kind of a well-to-do family, and he just kind of struck out on his own, and found the Bodhi tree. Did that thing. Get out of the cycle of birth, death, and all that.
No, it just seems like there's an overwhelming amount of people that seem, for whatever reason, they go after Jesus. I mean, if you use the philosophy of the alternative media, which is if they tell you to do something, do exactly the opposite. It seems a little bit odd, doesn't it?
Well, I mean, if they can discredit Jesus, then all of Christianity falls apart, right? Because then he's not who he says he is.
I'm just saying.
That's why I said I would almost guarantee you that the guy who postulated that is an atheist. Or a secular humanist or something of that nature.
Secular humanist. Ooh, watch out, buddy.
I know big words.
I got enough problems.
Yeah, that's Christopher Hitchens' territory, or was at least. And
but yeah, he was a secular humanist.
Yep.
You better watch out. That's the second time we said it.
Right.
Tell you right now, man, you better watch out, son. That's some dangerous territory right there.
That's some Pantera action right there.
It is. That's
a heavy word, man.
Some Cowboys from Hell shit. All right, listen. This big beautiful bill thing. I don't know. And the other thing I've been seeing is Trump has been, in the last couple of days, been calling people the extreme right. Did you hear this?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He was doing something with immigration, and he was like, "I'm sure the extreme right won't like it, but we got to do it."
The extreme right?
Yeah. I thought he was the.
I thought MAGA was the extreme right. Isn't that supposed to be?
He's distancing himself from it. I think he's trying to. Hey, those extreme right. Look at him.
He's backtracking, but maybe like the Steve Bannons and those who promulgated the MAGA movement.
I don't know if he's backtracking, but it seems like he's definitely sidestepping.
There you go. Well, he's going to step in some Pantera here if he doesn't watch it.
No, man, he's going to shove Pantera right up America's ass, man. Just along with everything else, with the whole reason we started talking about Pantera in the first place. The names are changed to protect the innocent. You got to watch out, man, because it ain't like it used to be. They don't got to put a whole team of people on you like they used to. There used to be a bunch of guys driving around in cars, talking into their sleeves. Shit, like they don't need to do that anymore. And
the wire coming up around their ear.
We're going to be talking about something next hour. And I'll bring it. I didn't bring it up with you guys yet. I have brought it up on the show several times, but in this case, my concept definitely exists in the world, which up until the point that I found out it actually existed, I was only conceptualizing it and realizing how easy it would be. For example, here, I'll give you guys a little hint. So you know how in the past I've talked about these different pieces of electronic equipment that you have in your house? Like you got a TV sitting there, you got a this or that, whatever you got in your house. There's a million things in your house, and every single one of them has a circuit board on it. Okay? And every single one of those devices has power going to it. Okay? So let's say I design a this or that, and people buy it and put it in their house. Now we know the end user of my device is going to buy it and put it in their house. So now I have a circuit board and I have my thing that I do, but I also have some extra space on my circuit board. See? And so in order to offset my cost, okay, to put out my thing, what I do is I lease or sell space on my motherboard or my circuit board to someone, whoever that may be. If you happen to be the guy with the money that wants to put a device on my board that will sit in everyone's home and run, unbeknownst to them, parallel to the thing that you bought. The company puts out some $39.95 piece of shit, but they're getting millions of dollars from these other people to put that chip on that board, unbeknownst to you. And guess what? It's actually a thing.
It could be your proprietary 404 error.
It could be.
No, it is a thing. That's why
Something
everything has wireless of some form or another.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Bluetooth, right? The Bluetooth and the wireless.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So
I mean, why does your coffee pot need to have Wi-Fi?
it doesn't. That's what I'm saying.
Is it
What
a
else is
bug
in
or
there?
a feature?
What else is in there, man? Microphones, cameras.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I mean, you remember, like, I don't know, it was probably 10 or 15 years ago when they discovered the cameras in the cable boxes, right? There was actual video cameras in I forget what brand it was.
Yeah,
it was
no, it was-
Samsung or something.
Yeah, that was the thing.
Right? And there was a whole big to do about it, you know. And this was like when cell phone cameras were still in their infancy. But now you not only you got one on your phone, you got one on your TV, you got one in your cable box, you got one, in your car looking at you to make sure you're not drowsy while you're driving. It's like, there probably is one in your coffee maker too.
The doctor is in the house. What's happening, doctor? Good to see you. Brent's in the house. Mike Mont's over there. Barb's over there. Woohoo! Amber 2. Polynation. I. Feminine. It's good to see everybody over here. There's a bunch of people, man. We'll go. We're going to be joining Ground Zero at 10 p.m. Ground Zero plus tonight, and we'll get more into this because the whole thing is, like I said, I've had this idea for a long time. I've never researched it or gone into looking into it, just because to me it's common sense. I mean, I know they did that with cell phones, at one point. And I mean, you can do it with software and all kinds of other shit. You know what I mean? Obviously, if a dude makes a piece of software or some app, there could be some other shit in the background of that app running the whole time and you don't even know it. Be some popular thing that everybody gets. Hey, make your face into a cartoon. Put your face in there. Get your face in here, man.
Get your back door on.
All right. What was I about to do? I was about to do something.
Get your targeted ads.
What was I about to go do? Didn't you guys just ask me to go do something?
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were going to go check on the raccoon? I don't know. I forgot, man.
No,
Dang it.
no. That's what happens on a Friday night. It's Revolution Radio. And we're fully listener supported, so come on down and become supporters. So keep the thing going. It's been going for 14 years, going on 15 years. And who knows? Now, did you know AI.gov went online today? Have you looked into it? Kak, you should search AI.gov right now and read to everyone what AI.gov is.
Oh, boy.
No, it's too much, man. You guys, listen to me. Between this Pantera thing and the Pantera thing, the other Pantera, and then this, AI.gov, come on, man. It's like the only thing left is to change everything over to crypto and just switch it all over. I guess they got to build the data centers now or whatever, right? Isn't that what the big push is now, to build the data center so they can process all this fucking data that's going?
Well, they got that place out in Colorado or wherever it is out there, Wyoming, someplace.
My private relay is active. All right, let's go over to TalkStream Live, see what's going on over there. Got to get prepared, see where Revolution Radio's sitting. We got 70 people over here in the chat. It's good to see everybody. Are you over in that Rev Radio chat since we're on the air?
Yes.
Is there anybody over there?
There's a couple people hanging in there.
You want to shout them out?
let's see, Jim Jones, Gear Jammer, Harmony. You scroll back a little bit here. Dave Ski, Flippy,
Hey, Flippy.
Nick, and that's about it. And Omega. Omega Logos.
Omega Logos. You go locos. All right, listen. Oh, is it like a holiday and nobody's around? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, today's the
Is Clyde live tonight?
1st of July.
Clyde's not live tonight?
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Maybe he's not.
I don't know. Is Clyde live tonight, Barb?
He might be out watching the fireworks or something.
No fireworks in Santa Cruz.
No?
There will be no fireworks now. And you know,
Is that because it's a fire hazard or something?
Yeah, but last year they had some, and there's people complaining. There's always these people that complain about it.
Complain about what? Like the
The
boom and
noise. Yeah, the noise. The boom booms.
Oh my God, you people in California are so lame at times.
I know, man. I don't listen. You know, California.
Like, you know, my neighbor's lighting off fire. I can hear them going off now. My neighborhood sounds like a freaking war zone. You know, like I'm not out there yelling at them. Hey, keep it down. It's after 10 o'clock.
No, this is even. They don't allow them to do them over the ocean because they don't want the spent cartridge to drop into the sea, which I can understand.
All right,
I
so
get
there's
it.
a little environmental thing there, yeah.
Listen, there's a look at, if you want solutions, give fucking Jimmy a call. Okay, listen. You don't like the fireworks? Okay. Well, you know what they did here? From my life experience, I can draw from the well of my life experience and recall a situation similar to this where there was a fire danger in Aspen, Colorado. There was fires everywhere. There was not going to be any fireworks that year. You know what they did? They spent some money on some fucking drones, okay? And they had a drone display that was as badass as any fireworks display you've ever seen in your life.
Oh, yeah.
Seriously. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of these drones flying around. Now, I clicked on TalkStream Live like 5 minutes ago, and I'm still waiting for it to boot up on my iPad. Literally. I'm still waiting.
Yeah, there's some weirdness on the internet tonight. It took me a while to get into the chat rooms earlier, too.
Is today the day? The big attack. Now, there's lots of people right now that are going wild about this prediction for this earthquake tomorrow. There's supposed to be an earthquake happening between Japan and the Philippines.
So does that mean West Coast tsunami?
Well,
Tsunami, yeah.
here's the thing. So normally I don't pay attention to a lot of this here, but there all of a sudden starts being this nexus point where all of a sudden there's a volcano that blew yesterday over there, and there's been 1,000 earthquakes in this area. Not to say that there isn't always earthquakes in the area, so there's no way to really know.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I guess they watch the intensity and the movement. I've seen it. I've seen the I forget what it is. It's Earthquake Watch or something that where he can predict where the earthquakes are going to be next because of how the seismic waves travel around the world and certain patterns and stuff. It's pretty fascinating.
Well, I put the question into ChatGPT, and I asked what the potential for a tsunami would be on the West Coast, and it said 10 to 14 hours after such an earthquake, the first tsunami waves would hit. It said elevated water levels and currents may persist for 12 to 24 hours. It says to evacuate immediately to 300 feet above sea level or 1 mile inland. So I'm safe where I'm at. And it says...
Yeah, me too. But my neighbors, they're going to get soaked.
It says...
Journeyman might have to get out his scuba gear.
He goes snorkeling. No, here I'm trying to scroll back. It says, okay, here we go. It says estimated wave heights, harbor amplification, Santa Cruz small craft harbor. The 2011 earthquake produced strong harbor effect. Waves 1.6 to 1.9 meters tall. Came in. Now it tore the shit. I'm serious. You would think it was nothing. It was a small waves or whatever. It tore the shit out of that harbor. My
2
buddy's
meters is 6 feet. I mean, that's not a small wave.
my buddy's boat sank in the harbor, inside the harbor. He was a dive mechanic, and he had his boat was full of tools and shit. Went right down to the bottom. Yeah.
Dang.
No, it's crazy. I mean, to think. But so they're saying if there was a 10.0, I think it said
That's huge.
it says open beaches, 1 to 2 meter waves. Enclosed bays, 2 to 4 meter surges. So I mean, it doesn't sound like it's going to be rolling up the coast and coming in, no? Even if there's
if it's a 4 meter wave, right? In American, that's
It's like 12, 13
12,
foot.
13 feet. Yeah, it's like 13 foot. It's like a 13-foot wave.
well, that
That's
shit
a
would
pretty
go.
big wave.
I bet you that would go downtown Santa Cruz. Maybe. It's pretty open, straight in there. Yeah.
Well, don't forget the surge that wiped out in Japan. The last, what was it, in 2011, whatever it was. I mean, that was only 8 feet high. So
Fukushima.
yeah,
Now, I'm not bullshitting you guys. I'm telling you the honest truth. I've had this dream, and it was a long time ago, and I never forgot it. Okay, and it was I was downtown Santa Cruz here, and I was in the downtown area, and I was walking around, and I was in a parking garage, and there was full of fucking sand. And the cars were covered with sand. There was fucking sand everywhere. Literally. And, you know, like I say, I don't live in Santa Cruz proper. I live in the mountains, so I live up, you know. So there's a giant mountain between me and the ocean. There would literally have to be a pole flip kind of wave coming to get over the top of that mountain. But where Santa Cruz is from my house it's a downhill slope all the way to the beach.
Yeah. It's low lying. It's right there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I think the downtown would probably get wiped out. Not a lot of the areas by the beach would get toasted. But I don't know. It's we'll see. We'll see what happens now.
Jimmy, are you by De La Viega?
No.
Okay, you're north of that. Okay.
Yeah, I'm right.
Because that's kind of those are like the little foothills there.
Yeah. No, I'm up in there's Felton, Boulder Creek, Ben Lomond,
gotcha.
Scotts Valley. There's a bunch of towns up here, small towns.
Mm-hmm.
But we're way up. We're miles. I mean, it's like, it's 8 miles to the beach from here.
Right.
So that would have to be a pretty badass wave to come all the way up here.
and you're up in the mountain too, right?
Right.
So
I'm
you
way
got elevation and distance.
Exactly. I'm just a spectator, but I could go down there afterwards when there's nothing left. Walk around in the sandy undertows of the parking garage.
Crazy.
I know, it is crazy. All right, listen.
There's something there, though. Yeah, you'll be the man on the Silver Mountain.
Well, speaking of that, did you take a look for that AI.gov?
I mean, it's all over the place. It's all up in the agencies, State Department, Department of Commerce.
Isn't there an AI.gov website? I'm pretty sure there is. Type in AI.gov.
Yeah, I did, and it just brings up all the different agencies, HHS. They got use cases, so it's like it's just up and down the whole federal government.
I can't even do it. I can't do it.
National Archives.
See if there's a story about it. See if there's like an actual news release or just say press
Yeah,
press release
yeah,
AI.gov. See what
Yeah.
comes up.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to make a move here in a minute because I gotta get in the house and get my charger, or else we're gonna have some issues coming up here in the second hour. Because I found a patent, and the patent is really intensely goes along with some of the things we've been talking about. And once I noticed that patent, then that's when I came up and I asked the question about what I was talking about earlier about the circuit board and about companies leasing and putting technology into other devices, like headphones, for example.
Mhm.
You know, there's a circuit board in headphones, isn't there?
Yeah.
Well, think about it. All right, listen. Did you look, Cac? Did you find anything?
I did, and it does talk about OpenAI releases ChatGPT government for U.S. government agencies. So, White House releases new policies on federal agency AI. So it just it's all over, man. DoD releases AI adoption strategy.
I think
NSA.
this whole Elon Musk Trump battle thing, I think this whole thing is just it's got to be bullshit. They came in there. He came in there and installed some shit and fucking left. It's
so
installed.
Like this big, beautiful bill, though, that just got signed in includes a 10-year ban on regulating the AI. So that's what's really.
You will not regulate this AI.
Out of control.
I declare you will never regulate the AI, because once the AI becomes super AI. Now, I didn't hear about this. I heard Jeff Rentz talking about it. But apparently Zuckerberg wants to be the first dude to have super intelligence. And he went around to Altman's company and hired himself up some people for hundreds of millions of dollars. Literally. He went around and bought up the biggest brains in AI. He's bringing them over there to Meta. Listen to me. Can you conceptualize 120 million? Listen
into the end zone, spiking us.
Listen to me, man. Can you imagine $100 million salary? I mean, can you even imagine $1 million salary?
Yeah, I mean,
$100,000
let alone the
salary.
expense account, right? There you go. It's unlimited.
So if you made $120,000, you'd be making $10,000 a month.
You would have to have your own money printing press going in your house. Jesus.
No, he spent like, $500 million on these dudes. Because,
Holy Pantera, Batman.
Yeah, but the thing is too, now you got to realize that once you get, that's the thing, that has been the big battle, is who's going to get there first. Because whoever gets to super intelligence first will be the winner from now on. Because nothing can compare to that. Then once you're there, then it does all the thinking. And nothing else, it'll keep moving forward faster than anybody else can catch up. Even though
that head starts everything.
The head starts, there is no second place. The guy who gets there first is the winner. Period.
Either first or last.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's the story of Ricky Bobby. Yep. I mean, the Chinese may be able to do it faster and cheaper after a few years, but what else is new?
No. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, it's already.
It's scary. I mean, and they snuck that into the House Energy and Commerce Committee's sweeping markup. So that whole, they can't regulate AI for 10 years. That moratorium. So
The number one thing people should be doing is regulating AI. That should be the thing to do, not preclude people from doing it for 10 years.
And they have, like, the EU has passed like the AI Act, where it's got to be it's got to be regulated and oversight and looked at, and but this stuff here is going to get into our cognitive liberty a little bit.
It's too much, man. The thing is that there is no quote unquote body of governors that sits there and makes a decision about what's happening with technology or whatever. There's no you can't you can't ask the guy that makes the shit to be the guy that's overseeing it.
No.
What it's like,
self-regulating.
Remember when Bush was running for president? He was so against stem cell research. The government will not spend one dime on we're going to reduce the spending on stem cell research. You know why? Because he wanted that shit to be in the private sector. Because if the government does it, then they got to follow certain rules. You don't want the government having anything to do with it having rules. You want it to be in the private sector. Right? So that's exactly what they're doing with this. They're keeping it in the private sector, and they're keeping the government out with no oversight. The other thing is, too, I think and I can't verify this because it's 900 pages and I have not read it. Okay? I'm just saying I heard. I heard what's in it. I don't. It's hearsay at this point. I don't even know which part of it I was going to pull out of there. There's so much that I've heard so far. What have you heard, Rio, about this big, beautiful bill? Did you hear it was going to reduce the taxes? You're not going to pay taxes on your Social Security? Because that's not true in there.
Well, I haven't heard much about exactly what's in the bill. I've heard of more about the drama.
See, it's like we're all hearing rumors about what's in there.
Yeah.
Maybe I should go into ChatGPT and have it bullet point me the big beautiful bill. Maybe I should make.
I mean, the guy was on the House floor filibustering, trying to hold off the final vote there, but then he eventually caved in and coughed and sneezed, and then they cut his mic, so it went down.
Man, I'm seriously. I'm trying to remember what I was going to pull out of there. There's something in there that I heard. Besides the Social Security thing. What else is there? I heard there was going to be the SNAP benefits were going to be reduced and Medicaid was going to be reduced. That you weren't going to get it if you weren't working. You're not, is that true? If you're not working, you don't get it?
Medicaid, yeah. They're gonna snap that off.
Well, and now
there's gonna be a lot of cuts. That are gonna hurt.
Planned Parenthood, they're out because they were part of USAID. So they're gone as of today. I think today was the day. No more funding for Planned Parenthood.
Oh, I'm okay with that.
Well, you're not a mom, man, or a single mom, or somebody who has a baby. You know what I mean? I mean, it does more than the sinister part of it. You know what I mean? There is other aspects.
Yeah,
to
there
it.
is some positive to it.
Even though it was started by these eugenicists. Wasn't it Bill Gates?
Bill Gates'
Margaret
mother.
Sanger.
Bill Gates' mom.
Yeah.
Yep. Margaret Sanger.
Dirty bastards. It's never ending, man. It's like, seriously, when you see it, it's hard not to see it.
I mean, it's a harvesting. It's a form of trafficking. It's a lot of blood. I mean, it's just disgusting.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be disgusting in about 5 minutes if I don't get inside and get my charger.
But it's also, you need the charger, and it's also, body autonomy.
It's my body, and I'll cry if I want to. Oh no, it's my party. That's right.
It's my body, buddy.
Rio, jump in here, man. I gotta run in the house.
But So I got neighbors across the street, and they lit off a roll of firecrackers. I don't know if you could have heard it or not, but it was kind of reminiscent of the shores of Hawaii. They go crazy for firecrackers there. They love it.
Now
And,
the war zone outside here has settled down a bit, and I think everybody went to bed. I mean, it is after midnight here, so.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so
it's the 4th is over. We're well into the 5th. But
we're well into the 5th. Well, at least Jimmy's still in the 4th, but
I mean, yeah, so am I. But I remember, when I was driving limos in LA and 4th of July going down the freeway to LAX. That was the best fireworks show you could ever imagine. On either side of the freeway in the low rent districts, everybody's got the skyrockets going, and you pretty much got to dodge the Roman candles and all that stuff. But
one of the coolest things is when you're flying and you can look down on a fireworks display.
There you go.
That's pretty exciting. That's quite the show, because you can see 30 different shows at once going off. But, I saw in the chat a few minutes ago about this. We were talking about the flooding before.
Right.
I guess there has been some flooding in Texas that has killed about 25 people in Kerr County, in the Hill Country, which is not too far from my spot down there.
Corpus Christi, or what was it?
No, it's like
inland.
Kerr County is west of Austin.
Oh, okay. So floodland.
Well, it's the Hill Country, but it's actually 2 counties over from where I am. So,
jeez,
it's not too far away. The Guadalupe River apparently was overflowed by 29 feet. So.
Oh my God! I was going to ask if it was by the Rio Grande or the. You just said Guadalupe. Yeah.
Guadalupe River. Yeah.
Yep. There you go.
All right, we got 5 minutes before we're going to hit the Ground Zero Plus platform. So I'm just getting set up here.
We got 4 minutes before mandatory disconnect.
Oh, Jesus. It's always something in this place, man.
And the P and GCP is Pantera.
Shh, don't say it.
Don't say that.
All right. Well, we'll see what happens.
We should call it Palantera.
Palantera. Don't call it.
Don't open up a door. No.
No, seriously, here. Let me make sure I got my shit together. Hold on. Yeah.
Well, that's what you would call it if Sarah Palin joined Pantera to sing leads, right? It would be Palantera.
Hey. Yeah. Cut you that monthly dividend check too from the oil reserves.
Exactly.
Yeah. What do we got? 4 minutes? Okay, listen. To everybody that's here right now ahead of time. Hold on. I gotta scroll like a mother on this thing. All right, so patent number US 20240065594, titled System and Method for Non-Invasive Mind Reading Using Coherent Radio Waves.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Yeah.
I mean, radio waves, they're pretty harmless, aren't they? I mean, they're not going to give you any kind of cell mutation. But
the thing though is, if the patent's been granted, that the technology is already in production, right?
Oh man, yeah, I think that train left. Yeah.
Got a pencil? You got 2 minutes here. US 202-400-65594. US 202-400-65594. All right. Well, Revolution Radio, we'll see you in a minute. And everybody else, stay tuned, stick by us, stick with us. See, you can hear the owls in the distance in my dark forest of redwoods and oak. Just about ready to go here, and Sins of the Microcosm. We're here every Friday night, 9 o'clock Pacific. We thank you for joining us. Stick around for the second hour coming up here in 1 minute.
T-minus.
All right.
Yep. Artificial intelligence, information technology, modernization.
All right, dudes. Here we go. We're hot.
Ladies and gentlemen, live from the broken down, low-rent, sleazy, double greasy pirate radio Nut Hut Studios, it's time for the very first ever Southern...
It's Friday night. It's Ground Zero Plus. It's Revolution Radio. It's the Independent Broadcast Network. Welcome, everybody. Have a seat. Grab a seat. Grab a seat.
It's flooding down in Texas. And all of the telephone lines are down. It's flooding down in Texas. trying to contact my baby. Well, I cannot get one single sound.
I guess there's people that can't relate to the telephone lines being down real. Since everything's
when the blackout comes,
I'm just saying.
everybody's gonna have to be used to the phone being out.
Did you see all the poles, the telephone lines that went down in Vegas? There's videos about it. You can go look at all the poles that fell down somehow.
Did they fall like dominoes, like
dominoes?
Next one over.
Exactly. They're all laying there. And when I was looking at it, I was wondering, what the fuck? Could you imagine a power outage in Vegas? Wasn't that a movie?
I'm sure like
Started.
every one of those places has got to have some backup generators, man. You know the casinos ain't going dark.
Well, it's flooding down in Texas. God bless the 23 children that got washed away.
Yeah.
And their camps went camping. You know? It was a day just like any other day. And then all of a sudden... That made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Melvin Taylor. Ever heard of him?
Yeah.
All right. Sorry. It's Friday night. I don't even know what day it is anymore at this point. I've been mashed into a pulp by the barrage of constant influx of information. The nonstop flow. It's like I get my coffee in the morning and then I put on my feed bag like a horse. And I pony up to the doom scroll machine and devour my negativity as I swill my coffee.
Home stay.
No, just kidding. I try to avoid the news first thing in the morning. I tune into you know what I do is I go to the Sunday morning wake and bake on YouTube and I listen to that for the first hour of my day. And usually that can set me in a good mood, you know, at least for the first hour. Who knows? But you can stop by here, Ground Zero Plus, every Sunday morning, 8 o'clock Pacific, Sunday morning wake and bake. We've been joined by CAC. What's happening, CAC? No.
Hanging on the slack. Yeah, man. Yeah.
We haven't been stuck on stupid for the last, 3 or 4 months. We've been doing some pretty intense research around here and bringing to the table some stuff that I don't think anyone's even really talked about since, maybe. But the quantum digital soul, some of these level 5 things, all these things we've been talking about, it's led us down a road, and we're not stuck on stupid. I know we keep bringing up technology week after week on here, but because it is moving at a rapid pace, unseen at any other time in the history of mankind. And speaking of mankind, how's it feel to be number 2? Because we're number 1, we have a license to go around and do whatever the hell we want around here, huh? Because there's nobody else that is smarter than us. We're the ones. So we can do what we want all around the earth, and there's nobody smarter than us until now. Now, we're not number 1 anymore. We're number 2. And number 1 was programmed by us So it knows us better than we know ourselves. So, I mean, with that type of an opponent, like, what's your IQ? I don't know what it is. What is it? Whatever it is, doesn't matter, because ChatGPT 5 is going to have a 1500 IQ. So
Yeah.
whatever your IQ is, it's irrelevant.
Well, 150 is genius level, right? So, you know,
Well, check
you're
this
gonna
out.
have 1500. That's quite a bit more.
Quite a bit. So there really is. You're just like you're like a pimple on an elephant's ass at this
So it
point.
is now officially 100 times smarter than the smartest humans.
Mm-hmm. So, but the point is now this ChatGPT 5 that's coming out, Sam Altman says, is going to be free to everybody. Everybody will have a 1500 IQ assistant in their pocket for any given moment of time. When you're having a conversation, you can just pull it up. Ba-doom, 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 ba-boom. Whatever you don't know, you could learn instantaneously.
Well, you'd have to have, like, I would suppose there has to be a minimum IQ to be able to access, at least access and understand a 1500 IQ answer, right? I mean,
Or it tailors its answer for your level of understanding or whatever. But I mean, you could see that if there was, let's say there was a council of 12, and it was really just one giant AI in the background, but you had 12 lifelike semi-human dummies sitting there moving their mouths in white robes with long white hair. They might be able to govern you, and convince you they were gods because they could, I don't know, do stuff. Right?
well, isn't that the way of the future, Jimmy? To be governed by the computer.
Right. You're going to be governed by some...
Isn't that what they warned us about in Terminator?
The thing is, though, look, why do you need to make it look like a person? Why do robots have to look like people? What is the biggest fascination with making them look like people? Go ahead. I'm just saying.
I think it's because we have this fetish with anthropomorphizing everything, right?
Mm-hmm.
We animals or people.
Yeah.
Bugs Bunny, right? He walks like a person, talks like a person. Yeah, it's I guess it's to make the robot more make it easier for you to befriend it, right? If it looks more human, right? If it just was a little cube box, if it was an R2D2 unit, you would probably not be as friendly with it as you would with like a C3PO unit, right? So
well, the thing is, man, is this new ChatGPT 5 is not only going to have an IQ, but it also has an EQ.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
I take it that's not a musical EQ.
No, your EQ,
not
your
equalizer.
EQ,
What is it? Equality quotient or something?
Your EQ,
Emotional quotient.
exactly. Your EQ is more important almost than your IQ, but you never hear anyone talking about the EQ. Now,
that's Doc Ram. He mentions that a lot, and it gives resolution to your IQ.
Exactly. Exactamundo. Now, here's the thing. So, everybody has one, right? Now, let's rewind this show like about a month or two ago when we started talking about how every single one of these sensors that are around you, you don't realize it's a sensor, but it's monitoring you. It's monitoring your emotions and your retina while your eyeball moves in front of your camera and so on and so forth. And it's built a whole you based off of there's a ghost of an imprint of you and your emotional quote. Is not all your emotions are there, right? So now, if it has an EQ now it can play directly to you in every sense of the word, no matter what, in every single interaction.
Mm-hmm.
And it's free.
Yep.
Hey, it's free for everybody. You know, it's funny. You hear this shit, and it's like, well, it's like, listen. If every single person who had their access to this AI could start a business, there'd be businesses everywhere. Like who wouldn't be owning a business at that point? Who wouldn't have a company? What you could just sit there and spout out an idea into there? Just go, yeah, I want to do a bigger deal. You know, I've always wanted to start a car wash and detailing company. You could just type it in there, detailing company, and it'll say, yeah, this is what you got to do. But there it is. Boom. There's your list. There's the things you got to do right there. Why? I mean, so.
Dream come true.
Could it be a dream come true? That's the question. Before humanity, CAC poses the questions before humanity on Into the Microcosm every Friday night right here. Ground Zero Plus. Now, listen. So, are you guys using ChatGPT at all? Either you two?
I have actually never used it.
Now, clearly, I use it because I'm doing it on the show. So clearly, I'm using it. So I have used it. Now, will I continue to use it into ChatGPT? I've been there since the beginning. When this first happened, as soon as this came out, we were on the air with this shit. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm just saying. That day, I think Roe was the first person. And then I heard Roe, and I was like, what? And then I went and checked it out. And then there was even, you know, remember the moment back in ChatGPT 3 days? Do you remember the moment where I said, hey, wait a minute. I had to give it my cell phone number to join this and get in here. Now it knows who I am. Every time I ask it a question, it knows who I am.
And you've managed to make yourself a level 5.
I was asking too many questions.
Well,
so I did note a tone change from ChatGPT 3, from 4 to 4.5. The dialogue and the tone of the ChatGPT changed. It wasn't as personable towards me, yet it was better at making an image off of what I said. So previously it had misspelled a lot of words. You'd see like 5 fingers or whatever on one hand, and
yeah, it was coming up short with your directives, and you got a little chapped at that.
Yeah, so it got better though. All right, listen. Like I said, I was recalling some of the stuff that we've been talking about over the past couple of months, and then so I came across this patent number. Now, I gave it out before we joined Ground Zero Plus. Now, did you guys happen to go look this patent number up? Either you two?
Yeah, I don't. I have candlelight and no pencil on me right now, but did not have a chance to do that.
All right. Well, listen. I'm gonna give it out once again, and then I'll just go through some of this stuff right here. Okay. So listen. Here's the patent number. Ground Zero Plus. You guys ready here? US 202-400-65594. Title: System and Method for Non-Invasive Mind Reading using Coherent Radio Waves. That's right. Okay, now here. Let me slowly get into this here. So, the core concept is it utilizes an array of coherent synchronized radio wave sources to penetrate the skull and interact with the ionic flows of your brain.
Big shot, tell me what goes on around here. Go on and get me in the corner, smoke my cigarettes and drink my beer. Tell me that this world is no place for the weak.
Look sharp, man. All right, listen. I don't want to get too... The thing is, this is technical, you know? It's the middle of the night. I don't want to get too heavy on you with the technicalities of it. But listen here, real quick. To penetrate the skull and interact with ionic flows such as sodium, calcium, and chloride within the neurons. Measured reflected signals and their field intensity to deduce ion channel activity and thus decode the neural patterns linked to thoughts, emotions, and mental state.
Mm-hmm.
So a wearable headgear equipped with multiple radio wave emitters and detectors strategically aligned to scan the brain. Employs techniques like back projection and 3D reconstruction to spatially map activity down to maybe even individual neurons. Man, this is like Ripley's Believe It or Not. Believe it or not. Now,
See, I don't know where you're reading yours from, but I opened it in Google Patents, and you know, it
Go-
says it can
go ahead and
does it by calculating the time it takes for the reflected wave to return to the detector. And it can combine information from multiple detectors and emitters and create a 3D model of the brain's activity. And
like
associate
a
it with
Waymo.
particular cognitive functions to serve as a reference for interpreting the model. So you become the model. It's
Right.
patent was published 1.3 years ago in 2024.
2024, yes. February 29th, actually.
Was it granted or is it pending?
Pending.
No, it's still pending, yeah.
Still pending. Okay.
But it was filed in 2023, so they published it in 2024. Which generally
valid.
means
They can go on
it's going to
for a
be
long
approved.
time.
It's just a matter of time.
Okay, so now this is where I started. I brought up a concept of electronics being made in the world, and you having space on a motherboard, and your device or piece of electronic technology that you're putting out there as a retail item to sell into people's homes or into businesses, that you could fund your business by leasing out space on your motherboard unbeknownst to the customer. So I went down and I bought some TV, and in the TV there's a motherboard, and on the motherboard there's all the stuff for the TV. But then there's also this other spot on the TV that has nothing to do with the TV, where components can be installed by a third party to suck power from the TV and gather data, whatever that data may be that you're unaware of, or establish some sort of ad hoc network, some commonality. So in other words, if I build an electronic fan and I have this chip in it, and I build a alarm clock over there and it has that same chip in it, now those two alarm clock and that fan are networked together via each other, you know, unbeknownst to you.
And don't forget the coffee pot.
And don't forget the coffee pot, unbeknownst to you. Now, so because of this patent, I took that concept that I've had for a long time, which turns out to actually be a thing. What I just conceptualized there, I had been thinking was the case for many years, but I never really researched it. Well, it turns out people do that, what I just talked about. And we'll talk more about it. But immediately what went through my mind is headphones. In relation to this patent, so I'm thinking to myself, okay, so let's just say there's a Bose headphone company. Let's say there's a company that makes headphones, And those headphones have circuit boards inside that are making everything happen inside the headphones. Now, what if there's that concept where somebody leases the ability to put other technology in there?
Well,
So you're
it's
buying-
funny you should bring up the headphones, Jimmy, because both Apple and Google are ditching the hanging earbuds and getting larger over the ear.
Glasses.
No, not glasses. They look more like hearing aids, actually. But
Okay. Gotcha.
they're coming out with them in short order, and there's probably enough space in there for that technology.
So I asked the ChatGPT if this could be done through the headphones, through Bluetooth. It came back and gave me a bunch of lip service about this and that and how it couldn't be done. Right? How it couldn't be done. In other words, it was saying it couldn't be done. Then I asked it the question that I just told you guys right there. Hang on a second.
So,
I'm scrolling. Go ahead.
kind of like that earpiece that the lead singer of a rock band has, so they can hear themselves.
Right.
During
Yes,
a live show.
they look a lot like in-ear monitors, exactly.
All right, so here's what I said to it. I said, what if headphones include technology not referenced? In other words, when Apple made those headphones, yeah, they're headphones. Yeah, they work on your phone. You can hear everybody talk. You can walk around, listen to your music. Yeah. But there's other shit going on there you don't know because it's invisible and there's no way for you to know or tell. Okay? So I said, what if the headphones include technology not referenced? This said, if Bluetooth headphones included undisclosed technology not referenced in their spec sheets, then yes, in theory, they could be repurposed or weaponized for mind monitoring and behavioral influence.
Well, scrolling a little further down the patent here, right? It says for human machine interface for creating art and music and controlling other devices, such as driving a car. The next point is for accessing the thoughts and memory of the accused and witnesses for crime investigation purposes and court proceedings. This is in the use cases for this thing. The next one is for neuroscience and other medical research and health research, which I'm sure is going to go right to your insurance company. They're going to know that you ate that cheeseburger and you shouldn't be because you have a heart condition. And of course, the icing on the cake is for helping physically disabled people to perform everyday tasks.
Of course.
By using thought control.
For the children.
But the one that stands out to me, the two that stand out to me, is for controlling other devices like driving a car and, for accessing the thoughts and memories of the accused and witnesses in crime investigations and court proceedings. So, there's no more polygraph test to see if you're telling the truth. Now you put the little helmet on and they just directly access your memory to see if you're guilty. That's
Psychological profiling.
That's beyond psychological profiling.
That's evidentiary. Yeah.
That's a bit creepy. That's a bit creepy.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess in a way I could see that as being a good thing because you'd always get the right guy, right? But on the other hand, that means anything you've ever done can be used against you.
Well, there's no privacy.
Yeah, that's not anything you say. It's anything you think can and will be used against you, son. And let me tell you, man, you just moved into the big, beautiful world under the golden dome in the golden era, the new golden age. Man. And,
with the golden toe.
Exactly. That's boom, boom, boom. It's Ground Zero Plus. It's in the microcosm. It's the bottom of the second hour.
We're all living in America. America ist wunderbar. We're all living in wird, will ich führen. Auch wenn ihr euch alleine dreht. Lasst euch ein wenig.
AI.gov.
Ich zeige euch, wie's richtig geht. Wir bilden einen lieben Reigen. Die Freiheit
Just remember that dude screaming, "We're doing it. We're doing it. We're doing it."
mit Mickey Mouse. We're all living in America. America ist wunderbar.
I used to
Let me drop this in here real quick, Jimmy.
Yeah, go
It's
ahead.
House Subcommittee on Energy and Commerce, and this is the provision in the newly signed. The ink is just drying. Big beautiful bill. Subsection B states that the Secretary of Commerce shall use these funds to support the replacement and modernization of legacy business systems with the state-of-the-art commercial artificial intelligence systems and automated decision systems, the adoption of artificial intelligence models that increase operational efficiency and service delivery and improve the cybersecurity posture of federal information technology systems through modernized architecture, automated threat detection, and integrated artificial intelligence solutions. Yikes.
That's what I'm telling you, man. That big, beautiful bill.
10 years. 10 years.
And it's the funny part about it is this whole like split away from Elon Musk and Donald Trump and all this big fight and all this. It's like WWF, man. You know what I mean? Because he came in there and installed that shit, dude. He came in there with a whole crew. Installed that. And now check this out.
Winner takes all, loser leaves town, you know.
Loser left town, Jack, because I'm telling you right now, they installed it. It's in there. It's all in there. It's running. The Fed is getting ready to switch over to a whole new system. And they said when they switch over, they're not going back. If you're on the old system, well, that's too bad for you. They're not going back. It's happening right now. It's happening like right in front of our face. It's like inches, just sitting there, hanging. It's like 6 inches. Rio, did you find his speech on the BBB? Because I know
No,
people,
I did not.
I know people want to hear it in reverse. They want to. You'll have to.
I will take a look for it.
You'll have to organic sharpen it, man. You have to do it because listen, man, this isn't. Look at Project Stargate, man. Get it? Remember Project Stargate? Remember those guys all in the office sitting there with Trump? Remember when he moved?
Oh,
in?
yeah.
No, it's no joke. It's on, man. Like Donkey Kong. How much you want to bet? Everything you're seeing happening right now is happening because of donations that got made in the election process and promises that get made when people make big donations. What do you think? What do you think about that? What do you think about that vice president? You better think about that vice president, I'll tell you right now, because he's a heartbeat away from being president.
Right. And yeah, he's there as a fail safe, but I mean, you know, it's almost protection, but then again, it's like spy versus spy.
I don't know. It's a weird situation. If anybody's got a link to Trump's speech after signing or previously speeching before the signing, it's on like Red Dawn. The chair is against the wall.
Looking.
The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall.
Ich kenne Schritte dieser nützen und werde
There's nothing more terrifying than German metal. They could be
Wunderbar.
they could be singing about milking a cow right now, but it sounds horrifying.
Wir bilden einen lieben Reigen. Ich werde euch die Richtung zeigen. Nach Afrika kommt Santa Claus und vor Paris steht Mickey Mouse. We're all living in America.
Hey, you know when you win the Super Bowl And you say, I'm going to Disneyland.
Yeah.
Well, you got to win the Super Bowl to afford to go to the fucking Disneyland. Have you seen how much it costs to go to Disneyland, dude? Have you seen this
Oh
shit?
my God.
Let me ask you a question. We have had the tables turned on us like it's crazy, man. Do you know it costs twice as much to buy a house as it does to rent? And isn't it a coincidence that BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street all bought up all these properties, these homes? Just going around buying them up, buying them up, buying them up. Why are they buying them up? Because people are going to be renting them. That's why. People are going to rent houses. They're not going to buy them. Because why? Because they can't fucking afford it. Seriously. CAC.
Yeah.
Did you go to the county fair this year? How much did that?
I mean,
how much did your cotton candy cost? I mean, it's literally, it's like it's $20.
Right.
It's $20. Everything you do is $20 around here.
yeah, the concessions are through the roof.
I'm just saying, you go down and get a burger and a Coke down at the drive-thru, $20. You go down and get like a milk, half gallon of milk and a loaf of bread, $20. Pack of smokes,
Get a
$20.
picture. Get a picture standing next to a clown. $20.
Exactly. Everything's $20, man. It used to be $5. Now it's 20. You know what I mean? Before that, it was 1. Believe it or not, when I was a kid, I'd go to the store. You get like 10 candy bars for $1. That shit was 10 cents.
Yep.
It was
Get an icy on top of
it was
too.
50
Wash it down.
cents. It was 50 cents to go to the movies, man. When you were a kid, if you could only come up to you had to come up to the line or whatever, like at the amusement park.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Mm-hmm. All right, Rock and Rio, were you successful in snuffing
I'm
out,
still looking.
sniffing? You want old Jimmy to throw a search down on it? Real
I
quick?
got it.
The problem is I can't search and talk at the same time.
Well, I was trying to do it through a different platform because I can't.
Right.
Because YouTube doesn't allow downloading anymore. So, but there was nothing there, so I'm gonna have to record it from YouTube.
It's always something around here, but you know what?
Yeah.
We adapt and overcome, don't we? We're like the Marines. We adapt and we overcome. CAC, what's going on with
Right
this
here.
AI.gov? It's crawling. It's there, and now it's. The thing is, even if you don't, what about when you don't know it's there? Because that's what they're saying they're going to use it for. They're going to use it to find deficiencies within the government and maximize productivity. Find waste. It sounds exactly like what Doge was doing, doesn't it? No.
Yeah, I mean, and it's also like with all that invasion of privacy, you're violating the First Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the 14th Amendment. I mean, we're slaves again, and I mean, unwarranted searches,
Jesus, it's
mass collection.
man, and they're saying that these new ICE uniforms are looking pretty intense.
Go, boss.
Intense, man.
It's like, I mean,
Dressed-
that was like they did all the Nazi uniforms, Hugo Boss. So I wouldn't be
wouldn't
surprised
doubt-
if it's
I wouldn't-
designer.
I wouldn't doubt it's Hugo Boss because Trump's like that.
Right.
Give me some people in here. I'm going to get some design on this here. I want people to understand what's really going on when you see this uniform. I want you to cower like a dog who's been beat too much down the corner. That's right.
And we're going to look good doing it too. Hey,
Okay, man. Now you're starting to get my juices flowing when you start talking about this stuff because it's one thing to have your rights violated, but think about having your fucking skull violated. You know what, man? There's a song called Skull Session by Sabotage. Sabotage, the band, Sav with a V. Skull Session. But it's not talking about having your privacy invaded. It's talking about oral sex. But really, now you're gonna have a skull session, but it's just gonna, it could be happening to me right now. I got headphones on. You know.
I mean, and I bet you E-Systems is all over that. I mean, E-Systems, they go way back, but it's that kind of like voice in your head, that thing. And all that commercial space, on that motherboard there.
That's what I'm saying.
And all that nano self-assembly shit becoming the new motherboard. And, oh, man, it's too much.
Okay, so hold on a second here now. I'm going to back this thing up. And I said, let me see here. Let me roll back. I questioned this. Hold on a minute. AI edge processing chips, high resolution sensors, phased array emitters. So these are hypothetical hidden mind reading or influencing in tech in headphones. This is the question I asked it. And at first it said it couldn't be done. And then I said, well, what if you put in covert techno? And then it said, well, yeah, now it can be done. So this is what's in here. It says, here we go. Phased array emitters, small scale antenna arrays embedded in ear cups, capable of emitting coherent phase-locked radio waves to penetrate the skull. This would be military-grade tech shrunk into consumer form factor, plausible but not publicly known. High-resolution sensors. Instead of just receiving Bluetooth audio, the headphones would include sensitive RF receivers capable of detecting reflected waves and modulated by neural ion flow, or even biometric sensors like EEG pickups, accelerometers, or pulse sensing via contact points. All edge processing chips, AI edge processing chips, to decode reflections of biometric changes into meaningful brain data the device would need to onboard machine learning models. So on and so forth. So here, case, technology, DARPA, Silent Talk Project, EEG subvocal decoding, neural dust, UC Berkeley, ultrasound-powered neural motes. Now, motes are these sensors that talk in a really simple language, simple binary language. And these motes, the reason I know about them is because when I was working doing stuff for Nextel, the guy that worked for Nextel was putting in these motes on this dam project to detect water leakage. And we had to put these antennas in to receive the signal from these motes, and they're low power sensors. So here, ultrasound powered neural motes. Yeah, MK frequency and EM based behavioral influences. MK Ultra, alleged experiments with ELF, EMF, and drugs. An Apple AirPods U1 chip, ultra wideband positioning. Man, I didn't know this. Apple AirPods U1 chip, ultra wideband positioning, tracks your head and body location with precision. Now ultra wideband wireless can be used to literally see through walls. Ultra wideband has been around for a bit, and it was brought out of Colorado, out of Denver. And the guy that brought it out through that college ended up going out and putting it out there. And the technology never really got a lot of publicity. And you know how you think all these containers and shit that are coming in all these places, everyone just thinks that no one inspects any of that. That it just comes in here somehow and no one knows what's in there. See? But there's ultra wideband technology that fucking scan every single container that comes off a ship that goes out the gate. So they can see inside of those containers. They never have to open the door. So, but I mean, you know, it's not, they're not going to go running around telling everybody.
Well, it's pretty much the same thing they do at the airport with your bag, right?
Exactly.
You run it through the machine, they can see through it in 3D. And,
Exactly.
you know,
Exactly.
Or once you walk through the door, they know your name.
yeah, that's true too.
It's like Cheers. Everywhere you go, it's like Cheers, where everyone knows your name.
Yeah, even the TSA guy.
All right, did you find that? Did you find the audio?
Yes, and I am recording it now, so
Excellent.
take a few minutes. But
So just a little quick note about AI.gov. It's the official website of the National Artificial Intelligence Initiative.
Exactly. Now,
Yep, U.S. government effort to coordinate AI research policy development across federal agencies.
it's being integrated as we speak. I mean, it's already in there, man. Like I said, when Elon Musk left, he left. You know what I mean? Because it's installed now. He doesn't. There doesn't have to be people anymore. He don't need Doge over there. As a matter of fact, that guy, one of the guys that they didn't like, I think they called him the Ball Buster. He went over to Social Security.
Yeah.
You better collect your Social Security while you still can. I don't think it's going to be there much longer. I think what's going to happen is there's going to be something else. It's going to be called something else. You know what I'm saying? It'll just be something. It'll be called something else because there's actually something that goes along with the Social Security. And once you agree to not have it and go for something else, there's some major thing you're giving up. Believe me. You'll trade it for the money because everybody's going to have to. Well, what is you going to do? You got to have money. Money makes the world go round, doesn't it? Well, that's what they say. All right, hey. It's into the microcosm. We were number 6 on TalkStream Live on the same page with Clyde, John B. Wells, George Norrie.
Wow.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning as the rain begin to fall. But I know what I needed, but I don't have it all. I'm needing someone like you. I just wanna do love too. Baby, I need you tonight.
Can you be influenced without full mind reading? Yes. Mind influence, mind reading technologies already exist in wearables that can track attention via eye and head movements, detect emotional arousal through heart rate variability, subtle influence mood via ultrasonic or EMF entrainment, use binaural beats or low frequency oscillations to alter the brainwave states. These are often marketed as wellness features, but could be used for behavioral priming or entrainment. There goes ZZ Top. I need you tonight. Right here on Ground Zero Plus. You can find us here every Friday night, immediately following Clyde Lewis and the Boys. Revolution Radio, 9 o'clock Pacific. And don't forget tomorrow night, the Chilluminati. Come on in to the inner sanctum. at 8 o'clock Pacific. Okay, so summary. What if they included undocumented tech inside of these headphones? Well, I'm going to tell you right now, we just found out there is undocumented tech because Apple's iPods U1 is emitting ultra wideband to determine your movements precisely.
Well, they claim that it's so you can't lose your earpods, right? Your phone can locate them. But
Yeah.
if your phone can locate your earpods, then your anybody else can locate your head, right?
It's for the children, dude.
It's right. That's right.
All right, listen, the summary. What if they included undocumented tech? Feature, coherent RF emitters, required for mind reading. Yes. Could be hidden in headphones. Technically possible. Okay. Neural signal sensors, required for mind reading. Yes. Could it be hidden in headphones? Yes. EEG contact points might be disguised. Onboard AI chip. Yes. Already used in smart earbuds. Cloud sync to external AI. Optional. Yes. Common in Internet of Things devices. Behavior modification. Not mind reading, but influencing. Already used in wellness apps. All right, so listen. It says, final word. If Bluetooth headphones contained undisclosed coherent RF or biosignal hardware, they could hypothetically become covert neural interface or mind monitoring devices, but this would require intentional military or intelligence grade integration, not consumer grade manufacturing. So what does that mean? The guy shows up with some blueprints and says, hey, Bob, look at this new chip I developed. What do you think? And hands it over to you? I mean, there you go. So here. It literally asked me if I wanted a technical blueprint of it. But I said no, because I wanted to continue. I said, what? Here, this is the question I posed. What if all technology is a platform? If I design something, is it possible for you to pay me to put some of your technology in my device through your technology? It has nothing to do with my device or what it does. Your technology can run covert, even establish local area networks with other devices that also contain your technology on leased space on other circuit boards. So that was the question that I put to it.
Just hitching a ride.
And now here it comes, man. It says, yes, what you're describing is absolutely possible, not only theoretically, but in practice. Let's break it down. All technologies is a platform. Your fundamental insight is correct. Modern hardware devices are not just isolated tools, they're platforms. iPhones, headphones, smart TVs, cars, even appliances have become modern platforms. Hardware often contains extra components, lease space or embedded systems on a chip that are not fully disclosed or used. Many devices now run shared chip architectures or third-party firmware, creating openings for covert functionality. Do you smell what I'm cooking, man? Listen to this here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. How covert tech can piggyback on a platform? Let's break it down. You design a device, let's say it's a smartphone or smart home gadget or a wearable or even a toy. Your source chips, boards, and modules form as standard suppliers like partners like Broadcom, Qualcomm, MediaTek. A third party, whether commercial, military, intelligence, or linked, or offers you money to embed their microcode, firmware, or side module in the unused portion of your system. This technology may do nothing visible, but runs in parallel to your system, which is describing exactly what I proposed, all these years ago, as just a concept. Now, here. It's not related to your product's function. Your device could be a speaker Their tech may be doing local frequency mapping or BLE sniffing, behavioral logging, or neural RF response testing, completely unrelated to sound. It operates covertly. Hidden modules can create local mesh networks via BLE, Zigbee, and UWB, which is ultra-wideband. Send and receive data without triggering host software. You guys hear what I'm saying, man?
Oh, yeah, that's total beehive right there.
Okay.
It's total control.
And you mentioned wearables too, which RFK Jr. So
Yeah, he's saying everyone's going to,
Justified.
every
we're
word.
going to have them in 4 years. Everybody's going to be wearables, you know.
Exactamundo, dude.
And then it's just a jump from the wearable to the mark in your right hand, right?
Listen to this shit. This mesh network thing bothers me because all you got to do is be in the range of the other one, and you create this ongoing network throughout your whole house.
Well, you're already a node on that network,
That's
right?
what- exactly.
The Internet of Bodies.
Exactamundo.
Yep.
Node on a network. You're not a node. You're an analog display. You know, live an analog life before it's too late, man. We're surfing the square wave on Ground Zero Plus. We're coming up at the top of the hour. We're going to go on a break here for a couple minutes. When we come back, we'll get more into this. We'll open up the phones. Did I see Billy Ray Valentine in there earlier? S90's in there. S90, you want to join us?
CRV. S90, come on in. Yep.
S90, we're going to call you on the break because we got a disconnect ski from the phone ski. All right, listen.
Don't get lost in the digital dust.
Let me forget this here before it's too late. Send and receive data without triggering host software. Scan for other infected or enabled devices. Activate during specific triggers, geolocation, time, external signal. The platform becomes a node. Once embedded, your device becomes part of their covert sensor and communication network. So see, the sensors and the communication network is what we're talking about when we're talking about this other thing that we were talking about, which was Pantera. And Pantera is contained within the big, beautiful bill. And Pantera is going to utilize these same ideas right here. So let me roll down here. Well, listen. We don't have enough time to get in. Let me see. Let me roll down here. Hold on. I got a lot of information in here.
Did you roll down your window, sir?
No. Hey, you know what? I was noticing people don't roll their windows down anymore. Remember how you used to see people riding around with their elbow hanging out the window?
I mean,
because we all have climate control now.
Everybody's
got tinted windows.
Everybody's in their silent personal egg that has no
little vacuole.
You're just in your little world, in your black Prius. No one can hear you scream. All right. A third party, whether commercial, military, or intelligence links, offers you money to embed their microcode, firmware, or side module in the unused portion of your system. That's what we talked about, right? Here's some real-world parallels. Intel Management Engine, IME, hidden CPU subsystem, can access memory, run code, even when the PC is off. NSA ANT catalog, covert implants on modern routers and firmware, used for spying and remote access. NSA ANT catalog. NSA ANT catalog. Bluetooth mesh, local device-to-device communication, forms hidden networks to up to hundreds of devices. AirTags, UWB chips, location tracking, can passively map proximity and movement. And then, of course, Wi-Fi. Amazon Sidewalk. peer discovery without access points, shared neighborhood, Internet of Things devices, extends coverage using private devices. So all devices will have one of these chips in there, and even though it's your camera and it's on your house in your backyard, if CAC jumps the fence and steals some oranges and tries to take off, they can track them through your backyard with that, because it's there.
I was just going to go pool hopping too, but
All right, listen. We got to get
got
ready.
stuck.
We got to get ready for the break here, man. Coming up top of the hour, we'll open the phones up. Rock and Rio's got reverse speech going. He's got his white coat on, but now he's got to make calls. He's got to make calls because we're using the unusable. You know?
Oh, the transhumanity of it all.
I know, the digital
Yeah.
dust.
I am still recording, so.
You're still recording?
Yeah, this is a long-winded speech. I thought it was just a short clip, but
Damn. Well,
at 18
whatever
minutes
you,
now.
whatever you do, we can't. We couldn't say the other word, so we changed to Pantera. Now, come to find out, Pantera is a whole thing inside the immigration plan for the future. We got to know who belongs here, so we know who doesn't belong. Do you belong? What kind of an American are you?
Come get your eyeball scanned, Jimmy.
Surf's up.
I'm not sweating any consequences. I do what I have to do just to get on by. There's no sex appeal and guilt nor anger. Ain't it enough to provide economic casualties? My blue-blooded creeps, hand in hand we walk together along Slaughter Beach, maritime tragedies. You blue-blooded freaks, hand in hand we walk together along Slaughter Beach. I'm not betting on wild horses like they do an acetate or Pimlico. I demand to shut my clam the old-fashioned way, under a strawberry moon, barehanded, wearing no clothes. Economic casualties, my blue-blooded creeps. Hand in hand we walk together along Slaughter Beach, maritime tragedies. You blue-blooded freaks.
It's Ground Zero Plus.
I wish I would have met you. Now it's a little late. What you could have taught me, I could have saved some face.
Listen to the microcosm.
Now that the smoke's gone and the air is all clear, those who were right there got a new kind of fear. You'd fight and you were right, but they were just too strong. They'd stick it in your face and let you smell what they consider wrong. That's why I say, hey man, nice shot. Big shot, man. That's why I say, hey man.
All right, I'm sitting here with Rock and Rio, Cock. Have we been joined by S90? No. Billy
Hi
Ray.
there.
Billy Ray is over there too.
BRB.
All right, now, Cock. So,
Yeah.
this stuff's everywhere. Here, implications. You're not making a device, you're making an access point. Once this covert architecture is embedded, your device is no longer just a speaker, headset, or thermometer. It's a node in a distributed sensing signal or behavior influencing network. This piggybacked system can scan the environment, collect local telemetry, broadcast subtle frequencies, and link with other infected platforms. You didn't need to know if you sold production rights or leased board space, your device may be used for something you didn't even design. Why it matters. If an intelligence agency, corporation, or technocratic entity wanted to influence thought patterns via subliminal frequency entrainment, harvest environmental and biometric data, and map behavioral via mesh of devices, they don't need a new product. They just need a new access platform or an existing platform like yours, for example. So we really don't know at this point anymore what's even in. Like I say, it just looks like a regular alarm clock to you. But you didn't know there was a little device in there that was broadcasting frequencies right next to your skull all night, giving you all those dreams that you had, or not letting you dream at night, or not letting you get deep sleep, keeping you on the edge of your seat, keeping you not sleeping. You know what I mean? Wearing you down day by day, grinding you down a little bit more until you just fucking fall over and say, fuck it. Why leave the house at this point, Cac? You know?
I mean, you know, if they got I mean, wow. They got EQ going too. I talk about a trigger. Good.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying. The thing is you putting a piece of tape over the camera on your phone or on your computer is a joke. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like, and in the moment that you put that piece of tape over there, you literally thought it couldn't see you. And that's what's even funnier. It's because the guy from some government dude, some guy from one of the agencies, in some interview he was giving, he's going, well, I put a piece of tape over my camera. Right? So he's sending this signal to people to put a piece of tape over their camera, which makes me remember the cop in the Never Talk to the Police video who's becoming a lawyer, telling everybody that he'd have a tape recorder on the desk, and he'd say, first thing he would do is he'd say, turn it off, and tell the guy, listen, I'm going to turn off my tape recorder here. So this is just me and you talking real quick, you know, before anything happens. I'm just going to turn the tape recorder off right now. Meanwhile, there's microphones all over the fucking room, in the ceiling and shit. They're recording everything the guy's saying. And that's the same exact thing. The guy said, oh, I put a piece of tape over my camera. Really? Well, guess what, man? That camera can see through the tape. Yeah. So all that time you thought you had a piece of tape over there, you got comfortable and shit, doing whatever you were doing in front of the camera that you didn't want the camera to see in the first place. Well, guess what? It saw you. Yeah. I know. It's embarrassing. Imagine how embarrassing it is. Imagine how embarrassing it could be. You know, I mean, it could be embarrassing for some people. I'm considering. I mean, I think you can. There's something called Google dorking. Have you heard of it? Well,
I mean, sounds like something they do in Seattle.
It's
but,
got 6 inches hanging in front of your face. Put it that way. Just like most people, they get cameras at their house for security cameras, and they don't realize that they got to go in there and do certain stuff, you know, to make it so other people can't look through their cameras.
I guess there really is a tidy bowl man.
There really is. Unbeknownst to anyone. I mean, it might even be that cake in the urinal. You know that urinal cake thing? That thing could be like a device, a listening device in there.
I thought it was a bullseye of these years.
Man, it doesn't take long to digress. But I mean, at this point, I mean, what can you do but try to have a little bit of fun? You know, you got to laugh. Everyone's got to have a little bit of fun here and there. You know, there's got to be levity along with the, you know, harsh reality. You know what? Is this beyond the black pill? I mean, this is like, what kind of pill is this?
This is the Phil pill. I don't.
Man, this is the egg that sucks the nitrogen out of the atmosphere.
It's the big beautiful Bill pill.
I know. I do. You're 100% correct in the chat. I know. That's probably why things are the way they are. But who knows? What are you going to do? What are you going to do, CAC? I don't know. No one knows.
I mean,
what can you
can't
do?
sue them, right? You know, so.
Who are you suing though? That's the thing. Is
Who are you gonna sue?
Or who's gonna open up their VCR from 1989 and see what's in there on the circuit board? And this has probably been going on way longer than anybody thinks. S90's gonna jump on. Hey Rio, can you add S90? It's 11:11 on the West Coast in the deep dark.
Some tweaker's looking at a motherboard right now going, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it.
It's 11:11 on the West Coast in the deep dark redwoods in the Santa Cruz Mountains, waiting to find out if there's going to be a big earthquake between Japan and the Philippines. We'll see. We are on the short list, ladies and gentlemen. Level 5 tonight.
Level 5 and Mavericks is pumping right now.
Is it? Who knows?
I don't know.
Listen, I'm just saying, my little concept that I had in my own little brain all this time and never really looked into, turning out to be true. It's mind blowing because seriously, do you know how many chips are on a motherboard? Do you know which one is which? I mean, do you know what you're looking at? Do you know what it's doing? You know what that chip's doing on there? Fuck no, you don't. Nobody does. No way to know either. You know, I just remember a long time ago, I was driving down from, you know what? I might have been driving down from Oregon back to California. And I was passing through Weed, California. And I was listening to Coast to Coast, and Art Bell was on there. And there was some dude on there. And this was when cell phones were first coming out. It was first happening. And back then, he was talking about chips being in there.
Mm-hmm.
Being put in there by the agencies. Just built in there. Like, hey, man, you know, you can have cell phones and you can build them, but every single fucking cell phone has to have this chip in it from now on. Period.
Yeah. You know, those, not even the big bulky brick ones, but the ones that came later, you know. Oh, I dropped it. Oh, look at that. Oh, what the heck is this in there? Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm just saying, let's just say if you want to have a cell phone company in America and you want to have some cell phones that broadcast on our FCC on our frequencies, then you have to agree to put this chip on every single cell phone that you make. I don't care what your frequencies are that you're using. You gotta have one on here. It has to be built in. So there's nothing you could do to stop that, because that's what it said, right? What was it? The NSA. What was the name of that thing?
Mm-hmm.
It was like the NSA's. I don't know. NSA something catalog.
Well, I mean,
it was NSA ANT catalog. That's what it was. NSA ANT catalog.
To be determined.
Rio hasn't called S90. Rio.
S90 has politely declined for the time being.
No, he's back. He said he's waiting.
Oh.
Yeah, he finished what he was doing.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
all right. I saw him.
He's back.
I'll give him a call then.
He's back over there. You know what I'm saying? All right. So, and then Billy, I don't know if Billy's still, is he still there? No, he's going to sleep, he says.
Yeah, 3
If you
hours
can.
ahead.
No, I saw this thing the other day, and that's the thing. This had gotten me all worked up as well. I saw this thing about hold on a second. I'm scrolling back because I want to get to the question. So I said
Sorry.
AS90.
AS90. What's going on?
Sorry, Jimmy, you continue your thing.
Yeah, so this had to do with the pineal gland specifically.
Ooh.
And this was a thing that I saw. And this was a short video of someone talking about specifically targeting the pineal gland. And basically the concept was that, hold on a second. It's fluoride, aluminum, and glyphosate
calcify.
in conjunction with Wi-Fi. All right. Now, hang on a second. Because I asked the question and I said Wi-Fi, but it thought I said wife. So I have to scroll down here. Hang on a second.
Well,
Hang on a second. Rocket Rio, how you doing with that?
I'm getting there. I'm going now. There is stuff here. There's pretty good stuff here so far.
All right. So
I
here,
only got a little bit, but I'm getting there.
okay, now I've scrolled completely and I'm ready to rock S90 and CAC. So get ready to hear it. Here it is, the core claim. There is a synergetic effect between fluoride, aluminum, and glyphosate and Wi-Fi radiation that leads to pineal gland calcification.
calcification. Yeah.
Neurological suppression, and dampened spiritual cognition.
Mm-hmm.
Now, where do you suppose you're getting all this fluoride, aluminum, and glyphosate from? Is it just like floating around the air? It's like it's in our bodies right now, right? It's in our brains right now. Right? And
I was at a church ground today, not in the church, but there was a man spraying all these rocks with glyphosate. So whatever isn't getting dropped on us from the jets, he was providing for us. So thank you, sir.
Now, this has something to do with what we were just talking about a minute ago. Obviously, is why I'm bringing it up. Because this is another one of these aspects where these nanoparticles are being used as biosensors, and you are being hit with frequencies that do excite these sensors. Now, S90, did you have a chance to hear some of what we were talking about there tonight at all?
A little bit. I only caught up to the last hour or so.
Well, let's just backtrack just a minute. What about this? AI.gov now? Did you see this today?
I did not yet.
No, it's launched today. Yeah, independence.
Is the new White House website for the new AI governance and stuff?
Yeah,
the big beautiful bill.
Well, I don't know if it has to do with that, but it's definitely released today as the day of independence for the AI to roam freely within the government. Now, I was saying the reason Elon Musk left was because he installed the software and he's gone now. So the AI is there to do what he was there to do, and they're saying that this particular piece of AI technology is going to find waste in the government and maximize productivity across the plane throughout all the agencies.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say, man. I mean, it's what we've all been warning about this whole time, and even if they don't use it, next guy will, right? We mentioned it.
Oh, no, they're
do have.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Just we'll go back in time just for like 2 minutes here. You guys were mentioning an earthquake off Japan. What was this?
Yeah,
it
was predicted. Yeah.
By who do we know? Was it that Dutch Sins guy who does?
No, this was a woman who made a prediction. She predicted several earthquakes, including the 3/11. But there was some controversy around the date because I think someone misinterpreted something she said when she had the dream on July 5th. But
yeah, you're talking about Watashi ga Mita Mirai, or The Future I Saw, which is a manga from 1999. I think I brought it up a couple of weeks ago. I thought there was something else that was on top of that. Because that was, it's a book that was written by a lady who basically had a dream of the earthquake that took out Tohoku and Fukushima, right? And so then she later re-predicted something in July coming up. So we'll see. Sorry, I thought there was like someone else predicting it too, and I was going to bring that book up again. I was like, oh no.
No, yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay.
But some people misinterpreted what she said and put the date forward that today was the day, but she didn't say today was the day. But that doesn't mean what she's. Go ahead.
I think it was just like a blanket, like it was July 2025, was what I heard. That it was just it was just the month of July.
Yeah. Well, Rockin' Rio's been over there knee deep over there, and he's got his lab coat on now. I see he's got his Ray-Bans on too. He's got his protective eyewear. I don't think he's wearing earplugs. Rockin' Rio, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right. Well, how's it looking over there in the land of the reverse perverse?
It's coming along.
All right.
It's good. It's good, but I only got a couple lines so far. So.
All right. Well, it's 11:21 right now.
So give me like another few. You know what? At the bottom of the hour, we'll go for it.
The bottom of the hour. Yeah. Well, sounds good. I'm feeling like I want to take myself a sip of my ice cold.
Yeah.
Corn syrup.
Okay.
High fructose corn syrup.
Yeah.
passing me by. And in the night, in front of my judgmental eye. Precious disguise. Been so cold, go with my old and I fear. I am flesh, bones. I am skin, soul. I am human. Nothing more than human. I am sweat, flaws. I am veins, scars.
It's Ground Zero Plus.
I am human.
We got about 34 minutes left. It's time for the reverse perverse.
I am human. I am human.
Rock and Rio.
Yes,
Are you there?
I am.
Excellent.
Excelente.
I am human. Better scan your eyeball to prove it. Prove you're human. Human. Citizen. Be a good citizen. Citizen. Prove you're human. Be a good citizen. Rock and Rio. You have the floor, my friend.
Okay.
It's time for
All right, so I just started at the very end of the speech. He's like thanking Melania and whatever, but he's actually, talking straight up. He's not reading the prompter. So right at the very end, he says,
Hey.
"Here now, reverse. Come here. Be careful, or we shall die. Hear our list with no feedback. Stammer with all we give. Come and see them serve their disease. They give it. We'll reveal what none would believe. Yes, then away you'll serve it. Be honest, screw wealth."
Sounds almost like a Dr. Seuss rhyme.
It kind of does, right? But
Listen, I
So here-
want to point something out real quick before I forget, because I forgot back when we were talking about it. Now, before we forget, I want you to remember what was fucking Obama's thing. It was Build Back Better. BBB.
right, BBB.
Yeah, the big, beautiful bill. BBB.
I wonder if that's some code for something BBB.
Yeah, it's BBB because Trump just fucking sold everybody down the river with that BBB, and it was the same people doing the same
There's
thing.
gematria there. Yeah.
Go
Sure
ahead.
there is. All right, so here's the first line. It says, "Here now, reverse, come here." Loud enough?
Woo!
What was that?
That was me lifting my
Oh,
headphones.
feedback.
Just lifting my headphones past the mic. Go ahead.
All right, is that loud enough?
Yeah,
You guys hear it?
yeah, we heard it.
Okay.
Yep.
It says, "Be careful, or we shall die." Hear our list with no feedback. Stammer with all we give.
Oh,
Maybe it's scammer with all we give. Either way.
Or Starmer, the president, or wasn't he the PM of UK or whatever?
Oh, true. Yeah, the PM. Yep.
And then it says, come and see them serve their disease, they give it.
Say they'll surf your business together.
I can't believe how clear this is, man.
Very.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable. Good.
And I'm not sure what that is. I think that's just a little mumble in there. It says, will reveal what none would believe. Yes, then away you'll serve it. It says, be honest, screw wealth.
Yeah, the screw wealth.
And then there's a little bit more here, but I didn't write it down. So,
But there was right here.
you sure you didn't say through wealth?
No, he said screw wealth.
Being here, enjoy the fireworks tonight. Yeah, the screw wealth, the fireworks, screw wealth.
Screw wealth.
But there was right
And it says, for those of you
here before.
waiting here for this,
Kathy, we value. We love you. We thank you, Kathy. We value.
be careful, we'll eat value. So be honest, screw wealth. For all of those of you waiting here, be careful, we'll eat value.
The difference between fiat currency and holding precious metals, for example.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Real estate.
That's as far as I got, but that's, not only is it clear, but
There's more, I'm sure, eh?
oh, I'm sure there's plenty more. I mean, that's 30 seconds worth, really.
Well, we shall continue. If you want to continue, you want to go full on organic sharpening.
Yeah, I guess we could try.
I mean, just so you don't have to take off and do 3 steps.
Oh, we could always hold it for tomorrow too.
I don't know. You got me on the edge of my seat now because you're at the end. He said everything in the beginning.
Right. Well,
I'm just
this
saying.
is. Yeah, I haven't gotten to the speech itself was like 20 minutes long.
Yeah. So here's the thing. What's funny is that in the end, ladies and gentlemen, of the audio clip that Rio has is always the beginning of the reverse speech, and in the context of it being in reverse, it would naturally run from backward from the end to the beginning.
Right. And funny too, the last thing he said was here now reverse.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's I was noticing that. No.
Here now reverse, come here. Right.
That is so clear it almost makes me think that wasn't even really Trump. That's something that almost seems like that's a deep fake. With some AI audio shit. That's AI.gov right there. AI.gov just cranks them out, man. It says, hey, you could just say, hey, AI.gov. I don't feel like...
the one thing that always gets me is, like on Monday, his hair is white and, a little bit of dark gray on the sides. And then like on Tuesday, his hair is gold. And then on Wednesday, his hair is white again. Like, what's up with that? Like, are there 2 Trumps? Or is one the digital representation and one the real one?
I think Elon Musk tweeted out something about that not being the real Trump. And it was made to seem like a joke because he was putting this big, beautiful bill through. But maybe it wasn't such a joke after all.
I mean, go see if we can find that.
Watching this video, this certainly looks like the real Trump. Unless the AI is really that good at this point, but it might be, but it seems like the real guy. Let's put it that way.
There could be another one out there though that's a little bit shorter than the one we're used to.
There might be a double. I mean, I wouldn't doubt that there is a double. Probably 2 or 3 of them. But.
Well, I think this
showed
is
the
video of him, in relation to other people that normally he's taller than. So.
Yeah, well, the other thing is, man, when you're an actor, if you're a dick, the dude who's doing the lighting will make you look like shit. You know, so you always got to be, when you work on sets and stuff and you're an actor, you always got to be cool to all the people that work behind the scenes because they can make you look bad, man. So, I mean, the color of his hair could change based on the lighting.
It could be a lighting thing too, you know, indoor lighting or camera lighting as opposed to outdoor lighting or
Angle
something.
of the lighting or whatever. It's like they can make,
they project the orange on him to, you know, and it yellows his hair, you know, so he's got a little warmer color for
exactly,
television.
because a lot of people that work in the industry, you might say they're, you know, liberal. Maybe they shine an orange light on Trump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Make him look orange, you know.
Make them look orange. Well, it gives you more color. Orange. Well, certain tones of orange. It's actually like a somewhere between orange and red. Kind of warms it up for television broadcast. So that could, you know, tint your hair a little bit to the yellow side, I would suppose. But you know, Karen brought up a good thing in chat. If you write BBB with lowercase, it looks like 666.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe that is the BBB.
It could be. It could be. Now, were they saying that back when Obama was doing it? Did somebody find, where did that come from? Did you just figure that out, Karen?
I mean, that's the first I've heard of it or thought of it. So, you know, I mean, it could have been a thing, maybe.
I just remember they were, man, weren't they? Remember when that lady got shot? You remember when the woman from Arizona got shot?
Gabby Gifford.
They already had Build Back Better shirts printed for Obama, and they used them for that lady. I'm pretty sure, man. I'm pretty sure I remember this. They did a thing for that lady that got shot, right? And she got brain damage, and her husband was like like an astronaut or something. And they put this thing together where it was a gathering to welcome her back after being shot in the head. And it was Build Back Better. I'm pretty sure. Check it out, man. See if I'm remembering it right. If you can check me, fact check me, man. I'm pretty sure. And what's funny about
it's an agenda buzzword. Yeah.
No, what I'm saying is it goes back that far. BBB, the BBB thing is all I'm saying. And wasn't she a Democrat? That congresswoman that got shot?
She was around, you know, during the McCain era. She's still around, but I mean, when she got shot, that was when McCain was the senator. Still.
Yeah, but what's her name? Gabby Gifford?
Gabby Gifford, yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Gabby.
Oh, yeah.
Nickname.
Okay, so see if Gabby Gifford had a rally that was called Build Back Better.
Huh.
I'm pretty sure she did. Yeah, she's a Democrat. Yeah, man. And that's funny because that's how Dallas Goldbug, or I don't know what his he doesn't go by that name anymore. He goes by his real name. Can't remember his name, but that was the first ever of somebody taking apart a crime scene and figuring out things weren't like they said they were. And it led back to a sheriff's department in Arizona, and there was a bunch of sheriffs that were involved in. They had SAG cards, and they were a bunch of them, and then he branched out from there and just found all this shit, and that's how the whole crisis actor thing got started. On that very incident. Send to the microcosm, middle of the night, Ground Zero Plus. We're here every middle of the night on Friday, immediately following Ground Zero and the Boys. We're also on Revolution Radio starting at 9 Pacific, same show. And you'll be able to hear this again here on Ground Zero Plus in its entirety. Because you did miss some stuff in the beginning of the show that you might want to check out. Simply because it's part of this new BBB, the Big Beautiful Bill. So some little something called Pantera. which we were trying to use so we didn't have to say the other P word. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that around here anymore. Gets you in trouble.
It might. It just might.
It's not that we're not already in trouble at this point. Especially with what we've been talking about tonight. I should scroll back and get that patent number again. You have that patent number handy, Rhea? No? Still? It's you. Let's see if I can remember. 20400. I can't remember. I got no more short-term memory loss. Remember, I could buy 10 candy bars for $1. You know? All right. Enough is enough, as my grandma used to say. Enough is enough. Did you ever have your mouth washed out with soap?
What's that?
Thankfully, no.
No. Lost. I guess you were a good young man. So it's your granddaddy's late night.
The microphone explodes, shattering the molds. Eating dropping hits like they la oh, get the fuck out the commode with the short shot. Sure to make the bodies drop, dropping no copio, no corners of co-op. Terror rains drenching, quenching the thirst of the power dawn. That five-sided pentagon, that rocket soar on the face of the earth gets bigger. The triggers go empty your pulse. Rally around the family with a pocket full of shells. They rally round the family with a pocket full of shells. They rally round the family with a pocket full of shells. They rally round the family with a pocket full of shells. Weapons, not food, not hope, not shoes, not need, just feed the war cannibal animal.
831-337-8711. 831-337-8711. It's the number to call. Got about we got a few minutes left. If you want to call in, rock and roll.
So I do have one more here, and this is kind of interesting.
Excellent.
Is this? Oh, let's see, hold on. The golden age of America is upon us. We are in the golden age. It's going to be a period of time. Right? The golden age of America is upon us. We are in the golden age, right? Which is
Here we go.
the golden toad. He says, stand and look in the royal sun, and I'll push it, a crime. I push the end, and I love it. So here, stand and look in the royal sun.
Stand and look in the royal sun.
I'll push it, a crime. I push the end, and I love it.
Stand and look.
Silly sun worshippers.
He's going to push the end and love it. I'm telling you that I think this big beautiful bill is leading right up to the big moment where we will all have to get our eyeballs scanned and take the little mark in our right hand.
Well, I'll tell you this, man. You ain't traveling unless you got a smart ID. You ain't going on a plane.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know. And the roads, man, seeing some of this this potential technology that's coming along with these highway sensors and these face scanners everywhere going down the highway. I remember when back in New York these towers went in, and Anthony Patch was running around saying they were 5G mind control towers.
Yeah.
Remember him?
Remember him?
I remember him.
They're
Yeah.
5G mind control towers.
And here 10 years later, it turns out he was right.
No, he wasn't right. What they were they were cameras, man.
Well, yeah, the 5G wasn't actually the mind control towers. That was the
No, these were towers.
What's that other network?
This was right a major road going into New York. It's like it looked like fucking 10 lanes, but it's probably like 8 lanes or something. And it was packed full of cars, and this fucking tower was sitting right there. And I looked at the tower, and I'm thinking to myself, have you seen those? Have you seen these pictures? They're called gigapixel.
Oh yeah.
I realized that those.
Yeah, you can zoom into like the mosquito on the leaf on the mountain that's 3 miles away.
Those
I know.
those towers were gigapixel camera towers, man. So you could read every single face on that freeway. You could zoom in on any face in any car, in any windshield on that freeway.
The first time, if I'm correct, the first time they ever revealed that to the public was a photo of a crowd heading into, I think it was the Super Bowl, and they were bragging how they could identify every single face in the 200,000 people waiting to get into the stadium or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was the first time I ever saw that sort of admitted that was a thing,
Yeah, so I mean, who knows? Who knows? Just, I'm telling you, a bunch of people are coming out with these clothings that you can put on that protect you against some of these waves and these rios and these signals. So look out for that, because I'm going to tell you right now, those clothing lines are going to be big, and they're already being sold and used by lots of people, and you don't even know it. They even have blankets for your bed that protect you from it, So
like a Faraday. Yeah.
There's a bunch of people that have decided to, jump into the, there's nothing you can do about it. So all you can do is try to protect yourself from it. And so a bunch of people have jumped on and started making products. So, there's products out there you can buy now to help yourself, to get away
you can actually get RF blocking paint.
Yeah.
The only downside is it's black, so you have to paint twice if you want color, but
I know that was the thing.
It does work pretty well. Like it will, it'll actually be able to disconnect your cell phone if you're not in front of a window. So
yeah, well, check this out, man. Remember a long time ago when they told you that these kids were running around eating paint off the wall, and you had to get rid of that lead paint because
the lead head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
they had those lead ceilings too, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, they didn't want that, man. You had to get rid of that shit. Get rid of it. All right, Rio. What else did you find, man? Is that it?
That's it. Is it? Yeah.
All right. Well, we got about 10 minutes left. S90.
I will look into this a little deeper tomorrow if I have some time.
S90 and CAC.
This looks like it's interesting.
CAC, S90.
Yeah.
What have you guys sussed out of this BBB? This is going to be a subject that's going to be talked about until people are blue in the face, and they still won't be done talking about it, because this is a bunch of stuff in here, man. Now, have you guys had a chance to look at this S90?
Well, as far as Gabby Gifford goes, she was definitely in support of that act, the Build Back Better Act, because it had provisions for gun violence and yeah. And there's also the 666 gematria there too as well. Over to you, S90.
Well, with Gifford, I kept seeing the phrase "won't back down" in association with her. There's even a movie or something, "Won't Back Down." So maybe that was kind of the phrase she was harping on after she got, injured. I did see stuff about her promoting Build Back Better, but that was all 2021, 2022, around the time when, it was a thing already, right? I didn't see her ahead of it I will tell you something interesting I did spot where someone was ahead of something. So you know how Elon said he was just floating the idea, just said, what if I start a party that represents the middle of America that's been forgotten? And he had his poll, and it came out at like 80.4%. And he had even said that will represent 80% of America. So he basically had correctly identified this. I remember we commented on this a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
So he never named what he was going to say that, or if he did, I can't find it. But on June 30th, he said the America Party.
Yeah.
So on June 30th, he said the America Party. But when I was researching the America Party, I ran into a weird Twitter account pushing XRP and Ethereum that had called itself the America Party, and its username, it had a website, TAP, so the America Party, and it was months before Elon had even mentioned it, but they had created a meme coin called the America Party coin and stuff. This was way before Elon had said anything. So I think he's had this sizzling away on the back burner for some time here, and he's just bringing it up to the front, and he's just flipping that steak over, and the flames are starting to get a little bit higher here. But
did you see all
this? Isn't organic. There's nothing organic about this.
I want to point something out. Now, there's been these ideas in the background that Elon Musk might be having something to do with the original Bitcoin, and but there's been these wallets that have been laying around since the very beginning of Bitcoin, and all of a sudden these wallets have been moving big time.
No, wait. You're saying like the original Satoshi wallets have been moving?
They've been moving.
Okay, hold up. I got to do two things then. Sorry, let me do two searches here while you continue.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
Right. So there's a bunch of people making speculation of this and that. But what I find interesting is the timing, if it is true, is because Elon Musk lost a lot of money over the past period of time. But so he could have been willing to fall on his sword and lose that money because he had a bunch of Bitcoins.
Yeah, this is from literally today, from a couple hours ago, and it says dormant Bitcoin wallets from the Satoshi era move 20,000 Bitcoin. Interesting. At one point, one of these wallets held 200,000, which would be worth approximately 22 billion. This places the wallet among the top five largest Bitcoin wallets ever recorded. That is fascinating, Jimmy. Good catch. I don't know if Elon is Satoshi, but I wonder if he has links to the person I suspect who is, which is Adam Back. I think that's who John McAfee hinted at Adam Back being Satoshi Nakamoto because he's British, and he commented on the Satoshi white paper saying, look at the punctuation. And the punctuation had a double space after every period, which is what an English person does in their formal writing, right? And so he was essentially implying that it was a Brit who wrote the paper, and there was only one person who was a Brit who kind of qualified for that, and that's Adam Back. So does Adam Back hang out with Elon Musk? Well, Elon Musk tweet catches Adam Back, and okay, yeah, maybe there's something there. Interesting catch, Jimmy.
There's something there, dude. There's something definitely there because there's that whole XRP crew. There's a whole thing about this, that there's people that think that this, that's not a person, that wasn't a person, that's just a name, and it's just it's a group of people. It's like Shakespeare or Christopher Columbus.
Or that it was like companies, right? Satoshi Nakamoto, and people were saying it was like Nokia and Samsung and all these other companies whose names fit together to make that. It's a possibility, but it feels like a stretch, right?
Mm-hmm.
There is a history to the whole digital currency, and that kind of traces back to the libertarian sort of branch of the internet in the 90s. And there was, I can't remember the guy's name now. There was a guy who tried to create Bitcoin back in like 1999, and kind of no one was having it at that point, and so he just wrote a paper about it and forgot about it. And then it was mentioned in the Satoshi paper, or Satoshi had posted about that paper.
David Schwartz and Elon Musk and Larry Ellison. So I don't know. I mean, there's really no way to know, but it's interesting to see it because there's a bunch of, you know, this is one of these things. There's a lot of coincidences, but is it
Well,
only
there's
is it only,
also Susan Athey, who's in the Justice Department, but she's the Stanford gal that helped, was on the board of directors for XRP. So she's in there.
I gotta say, Jimmy, there's no coincidences when $22 billion worth of Bitcoin are involved.
No.
Someone's coming back for their cash.
That's what I'm saying, dude. And he just lost a shitload of money. It'd be funny to find out how much money he just lost over this whole Trump adventure.
You mean like over the last 8 months or so?
Yeah,
or
he
6
lost
months or so?
$22 billion, I bet.
Yeah, just the enough to fill the hole and somehow make it like his tax attorney will
And
make
it doesn't
all
matter
smooth out.
because it doesn't matter because he has a huge XRP wallet too. Elon Musk does. He has a shitload of it.
Okay, I just typed in how much money has Elon Musk lost in 2025. Let's see what Google. Let's see here. Well, that's okay. This is all his company and stuff, resulting in his net worth dropping by 126 billion between December and March 20. He has his own Wikipedia page, The Wealth of Elon Musk, for goodness sake.
All right, listen.
Crazy.
We'll be back tomorrow night. You want to join us tomorrow night, S90?
I think I'll be around.
All right. CAC, we'll see you tomorrow night if you want to be there. Rock and Rio.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thanks for being here, everybody.
Good night,
Good night,
everybody.
everybody.
God bless. Have a good night.
Sound of the uprising, gunfire in the street, women and children crying, the crush of marching feet, men and young boys dying. Yeah, yeah. Why can't we live in peace? We live in troubled times, the shadow of annihilation troubles every mind and chills the heart of every nation. Yeah, darkness fills the night. She tries to steal your soul away, killing the sunlight. She spreads a shadow through the day. Yeah, yeah. Why can't we live in peace? Why can't we have?
We're number 5 on TalkStream Live with Clyde Lewis, George and Nori. Let's see who else is on there. Red Eye, KRGRA. What's up? See you guys tomorrow night.
Know why so many people cry. You and I, we don't understand the worldwide ways of man. Yeah.
Talking Radio still there?
I am here for
All right.
another few seconds.
Alright, so we're about to take off. Bye-bye, independent broadcast. There they go. Alright, we'll see you guys tomorrow night, eh?
Yep.
Alright, cool. Talk to you soon. Take care.
See you guys tomorrow.